Okay, people, as you all know, we had the Venice Area Orchid Society show this weekend, and so I'm gonna show you what I got. And if you think you saw me being bad, get ready for it. I was really bad, so let's start. It started innocent. I actually bought just 4 plants, but then some cool thing happened and it turned into be lots of plants. So anyway, so the first one I got, and I am very excited about it. This thing is called Erin Courtney. I believe it's RLC. It's not blooming now, but it's a gorgeous plant. It's pink with those freckles, and it grows like a weed. So I'm planning to repot it into probably a basket. I'll just attach it. Look at those roots. I got it from Jim Roberts. It's really healthy. Now this is your orchid weed. This thing will grow huge, so don't underestimate the speed and size of it. So it needs to be watered too. I forgot it in the garage and it's been in there for 2 days, but okay, it's alive. We'll give it a pretty basket. Make it feel better. Then I don't have a tag in there for whatever reason, probably got lost in transportation, but it's called, I would say, I know it's Shamburki and it's Olelia, so maybe RLC or BLC, Erin Courtney. It's a beautiful, and one reason why I wanted it, I know Erin, she's a wonderful lady, so I always wanted to get one. I got Laura Newton already, and now I got Erin Courtney, so let's get the garden of my good people. So this kind of Phalaenopsis is typically sold by Cruel Smith. And as I've been a shopper for Cruel Smith for many years, every time I said to myself, next time, I'll always fall for a Cattleya. But now I have about 700 Cattleyas, so this time, and look at the size of it. Come here. I'll put you in the sun for now. Look at the massive amount of spikes in there. It's fragrant like I cannot even explain to you. It smells so good. It's fresh, flowery, citrusy, something. So I've been told it's a species. As you can see, there's some awards there going. But it's just a beautiful novelty type Phalaenopsis that I'm in love with. And how could you not? This size of a plant, and it was $30. So I am very excited about this. So then I got a couple of little guys. If you remember that little poor Liparis that was eaten by my rats, I found one more, Liparis grossa. If you can see, it was $18. It was from the Accent Orchids, one of my favorite people. And it's just a smaller version of my other Liparis. I know they grow really easy. They just sit there and they don't ask for too much. And then next year I'm gonna protect it from those lovely ratatouilles of mine. So this is 3. And then I was looking at these guys in Miami at Wilson's, but again, it was from Accent Dendrochilum vanzellii. It's basically not your typical orchid, but it's cool. It's very different. It's like a grass almost. Very elegant with these brownish orangey flowers. So I'm very excited. It's different. Accent usually never disappoints you with the quality, so I know this will be a good quality plant. Then my beautiful daughter, who is 4-year-old, did use her charms on one of my members, Don, actually the one who I went to the greenhouse. There's a video of his greenhouse, and they came back with the, what do you know? The green Hair pig. She is already on her probably last days. She's also, like Don put it that way, he said, Martha picked that plant. So I asked him if I can go with him and pick a couple of plants. He said I'm not young, curly, and blonde enough. So Martha used her powers. Good girl. Nothing wrong with that. Use them while you can. Okay, so we got this. Well, officially it's Martha's plant, but you know how it goes. And then at our show we had a great visitor, Mr. Alan Black. For those who doesn't know who he is, I'll tell you, he's a really great guy and hybridizer. So, and I was his guide in Venice. For that, dun, 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 I got gifts. And when you get something from Alan, trust me, it's not something that you can find easily. Okay, there's one, and they're all seedlings, so I have like 4 or 5 years. Brassavola Yucky and Cattleya. So what Alan is famous for, he will take something that does not go together, and against all the odds, he will put it together. So there's Glauca in it and Laelia, so this thing should be like absolutely to die for. So I got these babies as a gift. Isn't that nice? Get cool stuff without paying for it. Okay, and then he got me something else. And yes, he got me this, and as crazy as we orchid people are, I was excited. If anybody else would get something like this, they will say, what in the world? Oops, you see how important this piece is? So, this thing is called Barkeria abawata, and according to Alan, he is in Virginia. He grows them on the paper towels, and it had a flower. It died, the flower. It's the cutest little tiny thing. But the fun part about Alan's description how to not to kill it, he said he actually suggested put them like in the metal, like a dish rack, and then put the towel and make it wet every other day or so. But he said do not use the cheap paper towels. It dies on the cheap paper towels. So I think that's my kind of flower. So I had it for a couple of days, and I think she likes her expensive Bounty paper towel because I see pretty happy roots there. What I do when the towel dries out, I just wet it again. And of course, being fancy as she is, she also got Mikasa little plate, just to be sure that she's happy enough on her expensive towels. I put her in a brand name expensive little heart-shaped bowl with some, I don't know, orchids on it. So if she's not happy with that, then I'm done. And so this was my haul from Venice, and you would think that's it. But right after our show, yesterday, Wednesday, we had the meeting. And guess what happened at that meeting? Yeah, well, this happened at that meeting. We had the wonderful speaker. Oh, we have a little wind here happening. Let's wait. So the wind is gone, I hope. I think there's some kind of storm coming, but it's creating this kind of wind. And that's just our little Florida wind. Nobody cares about that. We've been through hurricanes, so that's what we kind of worry about. Not really, even though. So, but we had the Vern Block as our speaker, and this gentleman just, oh my God, he came in, he brought all this stuff in, and I just didn't know where to run, what to grab. For one specific reason, his prices were just a treat, honestly. So I of course got this little girl, and the color is just, oh, it's so. And this is Hawaiian Prominence, and this lady was $20. There are bugs running over it, the ants, so maybe we need to spray one. Then there was this, and it's very easy to get me on those. Look at the petals though, they're hairy. Aren't they cool? So this grump, and I believe paths are grumpy. Magic cherry, which is black cherry and voodoo magic, costed me how much do you think? $15, so that's a must. Look at those. You see them? I need to turn it to the sun. Right here. All these little hairy thingies. So cute. Okay, this. I've been bad, like bad. As bad as I can be bad. So. And then he pulls out this. And what do you think this gentleman charged for this? Not because I'm special, because I'm his person that brought him in. No, because that's the prices he's charging for this kind of flowers. This is a nugget digger. BLC. He charges $18. Now, if you are not out of your mind, you should look how big, how beautiful. This color is just to die for. So that made 3. And then to top it all off, he got the warm growing cymbidiums that I've been dreaming of since a certain time of my life. So he promised that they're warm growing. We're gonna see about that. There's one. Oh, the tag is really, and I didn't know before, but it's Picasso Moon Green Pastures. And this thing was $18. Okay, so he nailed me 4 times on the cymbidiums. I got this one, I got this one, and this one is called Street of Gold. Oh my god. So I'm all covered in gold. And then there was this one, which was kind of the first one I saw, and I said I'm not going anywhere without this one. Look at this. Isn't that something? Yum. I'm gonna make a piece. Clay is calling his name. Uh-oh, the bee. And that was $20. I'm not even lying. To cover up. And then of course I had to get another color. Like you saw, my dogs, Cavalier King Charles, I have one of each color. So that was the same, applies to orchids. So, and this was the other one. How gorgeous. They're not large in the size of a plant itself. I never even checked. Oh yeah, and it has a fragrance. It's really weird fragrance. Smells like a peach juice, if you know what I mean. Let's go see what's the name of those guys. They're falling over. So Ramble on Rose. You know what? Cymbidium people do have a decent names. Look at that lip. That lip is all velvet. A total complete gorgeousness. And not to make it hard, he brought something that really caught my eye from the beginning. And oh, don't fall down. Fall down, I'm having a heart attack here, and it will be all filmed. Okay, so we're gonna put you on this chair. So he gets this. He tried to explain it to me. He's very, very smart, scientific, educated man, versus me, who sees a pretty flower and it's good enough. This is, and I thought at first it's another cymbidium. Okay, get out of there. But the reality was, and he said there's some kind of new thing happening. This is a cross of gram and cymbidium. Okay, come on. So GRCYM, Nathan Newman. Beautiful lemony kind of plant, large. It's at least 2 feet, maybe even like and a half, and it's gorgeous. According to Vern, a leaf, it will bloom a lot. It does not has any fragrance. So over the weekend we got 8 plus 5, 13 plus 4 from Alan. Dun 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 dun. I can do my math. Only just 16 more orchids. It's out of control, I'm telling you. But I'm as happy as can be. Yeah, so you saw, and I don't think anyone will blame me to not to skip this kind of purchases. They are all gorgeous, all unique in their own way, different. And so this was my haul. Let me know if you would do the same. And so to pretend that I do it not for shopping, I'm doing for business, I'm gonna show you what was that evening at our Orchid Society member plant table. Okay, let's go and see. And so there's something else I want to show you. I also love doing photography, and I was ordering my new business cards, and Vistaprint offered me to do the coasters. And this is one of my favorite pictures of mine, which is my face on Facebook and on many, and it will be a face on my new business card. A picture of a BLC, I will not tell you the name of it, from Plantillo, I believe. Yeah, and I made this picture and I really enjoy it. And look, these coasters are just to die for. So it was my trial. I think we're gonna start selling them. Look at this stuff. Amazing. I had to brag a little bit. Here we go. And so here's our plant table, which is, of course, there was about 200 something people after our show. We have a tremendous amount of new members. Here's one mount with Phalaenopsis face down and yellow bird. And this is Glauca, as far as I understand. This actually from Don, the gentleman that I visited the greenhouse. His stuff is always amazing. As you can see, that mount is huge. And it had, I don't know, like 7, 8, 10 flowers on it. Then also from Dawn and Grackham. Absolutely beautiful display for this flower plant. Here's the name for you. And Grackhams are fascinating. They're large, these waxy flowers. They always, I don't know, one of my favorites. They're very snazzy, kind of. And there's a dendrobium. You've seen it on my other video at Don's greenhouse. One of my favorites, the way it is on the mount. This dendrobium was the best dendrobium of Venice Area Orchid Society display and of the show. It has right there's the award for it, and this is from Vicky, one of our amazing members. And this little baby was also received an award, as right there, as a best miniature for this year's show. One of the Masdevalias, fascinating. I just cannot get enough of them. So basically what happens, the members of the society bring their flowers that they want to show off, Masdevalia, for you. We have a table where it's all located, and then the judgment is happening by the members. Look at this dendrobium. How cool is that? And so there's a first, second, third place. There's a best new member. And then there's a speaker's choice. Look at this little baby. That one got new member award. Another dendrobium, I believe, nobly. This one is huge. It's in a huge bucket type pot. So that's the name of it. And then it's always pleasant to come and get another ribbon. And you know that people that were judging are not judges, so they're not looking as much as a technical aspect of it. They're looking, it's emotions. We usually pick like 3 people from the audience. You don't have to be a big time grower. Look at this dendrobium. A little explosion of flowers. I don't have any. Like I say, that's a stick type of orchid to me, so I love my leaves. Leaves. There are some leaves, but not enough. One more Masdevallia. I'm pretty sure all the Masdevallias are from Dawn because nobody else kinda. You need the special conditions for them. They need to be in the cool temperatures all year long. Look at this ballerina. A little Psychopsis for you. Not that it's little. The name showed up. Magic, huh? Okay. It's like a gazelle of orchids. A little cutesy pootsy dendrobium. This specific dendrobium's so happy. It's like they painted. There's a name for you. And I'm being really, really cool today. I'm not even trying to pronounce nothing. This is one that the lady brought in and she was not sure about the name, so there's no ID on this one. But the one that you'll see later in my greenhouse kind of looks familiar. I mean, not familiar, resembling this one. So we'll try to figure it out if it's the same. And I have a name for her. Now, this is one of the miracles of a yellow bird. This is a yellow bird, but it's red. So they're all different. I've been told depends on the light they get, it might change, and even depends on the light they get, even the leaves can change. This was everybody's favorite. This thing was so cute. It's a mellow yellow. I'll give you the name in a little bit, and it got second place and like the Society Award. People's Choice, I believe it's called. Now there's a curly Cattleya for you. Yeah, and if you hear the music, it is Andrea Bocelli. I love Andrea Bocelli. I think he can pick you up from any mood. And one of those huge, later I found out that was purchased at the show. And the lady brought it and boom. All the credit would not go to her, but she got the third place. One of the Oncidium type crosses. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the first place. Look how beautiful. Very springy, daffodil-like. The color was just the explosion of sunny happiness. So we got one this color and a large, massive plant. You know, those are not judged by the flowers. They're judged by their leaves. The leaves have to be in a very good shape, and it has to be the deeper color, the better, I've been told. So, and then we have a little something here that is not little. It's a ginormous Dendrobium nobile, and besides the fact that it's ginormous, the leaves were, the flowers were pretty large. They were the size of a medium-sized Cattleya. And so this is the final plant on the table. As you can see, there was quite a few. And this, just for you to see how much fun we have, was our raffle table. And everybody was after a Vanda. that was brought by very amazing Vanda growers of our own. And I didn't win nothing. So let's go and see what's in my garden. That is after the meeting. After half of the people left. So let's go into my garden. And so it's Friday. Tomorrow we are leaving to Boca Raton show. And I will give you a scoop on that show. I never been a vendor at that show. Everyone keeps telling me it's wonderful. And we're gonna pack, and this time I'm gonna take a co-worker with me. It's gonna be my little Martha, who is 4. She's begging to go. I decided why not. And she will be my hopefully helper. This is my Vanda Green Goblin, if you're curious. I'm just, as I speak, I walk through, so there's not much happening, but you better look at the flowers while I speak, then at my amazing face. So, and until then, look who opened up. Isn't she absolutely spectacular? Now on this one, I'll give you the name. It's one of those favorites of mine, UF1. But she is beautiful. My amazing Young Kong is right here. He became one of my favorites. Look at her. Okay, on this beautiful note, I'm gonna say have a wonderful day. Behave. Don't be like me, at least, you know. Be careful. Don't tell your family. I had to sneak that box in the morning when nobody saw, because I'm afraid it's not gonna be good when they see it. But anyway, so I'll see you soon at the Boca Raton. Until then, you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye bye.